Welcome to A Wealth of Useless Knowledge, where we dive into some fun and entertaining topics. You're sure to learn something new here, and maybe even have a laugh or two. Now let's get into today's video. Christmas is fast approaching, and now that the trees have been trimmed, the halls have been decked, the stockings stuffed, and the Queen of Christmas herself, Mariah, has thawed out. Yes, it is in fact time to celebrate the holiday season with a piping hot cup of cocoa, some cookies, and a Christmas movie or few. And whether or not you're watching it on TV or your favorite streaming platform, chances are you will encounter some commercials. But the commercials of today are not like the commercials of yesteryear. Back in the 90s, commercials reached a peak. Whether it was the clever jingles, the taglines, or fun characters,
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
commercials back then really made you want to buy the product. It's no doubt that us 90s kids got to experience some of the best commercials that ever aired, and the holiday commercials are no different. In today's video, we will take a look back at 5 of the most iconic holiday ads that most 90s kids will remember. First on the list is the Hershey's Kisses Christmas Bells ad. This commercial took the classic hit, "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," and played it percussion style with bells, with each of the bells being a Hershey's Kiss. The ad was created using stop-motion animation by John Dunn and the production company Colossal Pictures, alongside advertising firm Ogilvy and Mather. The commercial was simple yet complex, as it contained all of the necessary ingredients, from the classic jingle to the colorful foil-covered kisses moving along to each note on the screen, even down to the last candy kiss trying with all its might to hold that last note until it ran out of air before wiping its theoretical brow from exhaustion. This ad debuted in 1989 and continued to air untouched for decades. In 2020, Hershey's decided to make a bold move by changing the original ad, and let's just say they learned very quickly not to mess with the classics. They did, however, listen to the fans that fell in love with the nostalgic vibes that the original gave us, and went back to airing the classic version that we all know and love. This iconic ad still airs to this very day, and is still, hands down, one of the most memorable holiday commercials of all time. Next on the list is the 1993 Coca-Cola Northern Lights ad that featured the polar bear mascot that came to be the branding for the company, specifically around the winter season. This ad featured the adorable polar bears in the Arctic cracking open a glass bottle of Coke as they enjoyed a breathtaking view of the Aurora Borealis, aka the Northern Lights. This ad was created by Ken Stewart at Coca-Cola and was based off his Labrador Retriever puppy, who he said at the time resembled a polar bear. They wanted to have an innovative commercial that brought about feelings of nostalgia. Stewart immediately thought of drinking a Coke at the movies and decided to have the bears drink a Coke as they watched their own version of a movie with the Northern Lights. And thus, the advertisement was born. Stewart worked in conjunction with visual effects company Rhythm & Hues over a course of 12 weeks to finalize production of the ad before making its debut in '93. Since the release of this ad, several variations of the bears in the Arctic continued to air, and although the original no longer airs, it's still one of the most iconic winter ads of the decade. The next ad to hit our screens back in the 90s was the Campbell Soup Snowman ad. This ad was created by the company in partnership with ad agency BBDO New York and ran just about every holiday season for at least 2 decades.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the
melts away the cold like a delicious hot bowl of Campbell's soup.
Let it snow, let it snow.
Campbell.
It featured a snowman outside in the frightfully frigid, snowy weather.
I'm so cold, I'm so cold, I'm so cold.
The snowman then comes inside to ironically warm up with a steaming hot bowl of Campbell's chicken noodle soup. As he eats, he melts away, revealing a smiling boy who is delighted by the warmth of a tasty meal after being so cold before. The ad was unique and brought up nostalgic feelings of coming in from the blistering cold to have some hot brothy soup and the warmth that it brings. This commercial seems to have fallen off our screens as of late and reportedly hasn't been seen since around the late 2010s. Do you guys remember this one? And if you do, have you seen it recently? Let me know down in the comments. Another commercial that graced our screens back in the day was the Fruity Pebbles Christmas commercial of '95. Post cereal company project manager at the time, Larry Weiss, licensed the Flintstones from animation giant Hanna-Barbera to be used in a series of ads, in which the popular characters from the hit show, Barney and Fred, became the cereal's spokestunes.
Season freeze in our souls.
Yummy fruity pebbles in our bowls. Oh, here comes you know who.
Yabba dabba fruit, delicious stew.
Oh, I'm hungry. Santa, my pebbles. Your pebbles?
'Tis the season to be sharing, Fred.
Happy holidays, pal.
Oh, Fred.
Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles cereals, part of this nutritious breakfast.
In this ad, we are met by carolers outside singing their own version of Deck the Halls, and the camera pans to the inside of the Flintstone home to reveal Fred preparing to enjoy some Fruity Pebbles, as Santa drops in from the chimney to enjoy some too. Barney comes in hungry, and Fred was hesitant to share, until Santa reminds him that it's the season for sharing. This was such a fun and wholesome ad that really drove home the spirit of the holiday season, and several variations of it continued to air for years to come. And last on the list, but certainly not least, is the M&M's Faint commercial, also known as the They Do Exist ad.
Ow!
So you think Santa will like these red and green M&Ms?
I don't know. I never met the guy. He does exist.
They do exist. Santa?
In this one, M&M's Red and Yellow are preparing to leave out some sweet treats for Santa before his arrival. But unfortunately, they didn't quite get the timing right and ran into Santa himself. Much to the M&M's surprise, any doubts regarding St. Nick's existence disappeared as they stood face to face with the man himself. But by that same token, Santa was also shocked that talking M&Ms existed. This iconic commercial aired every Christmas for just over 2 decades and remained largely untouched with the exception of some remastering for better visuals, which is why it is still one of the most recognizable Christmas commercials of all time. When you saw this ad, you just knew it was that time of year again. Back in 2017, Mars Incorporated followed up with the sequel to the ad to spread the holiday joy to the younger generation, but nothing will ever be as memorable as the classic. As we gear up to celebrate the holiday season, we will encounter some of these classic commercials while we mourn the loss of some of the other commercials that we haven't seen in years, while also being introduced to new ones as the years go on. But I want to hear from you guys. Do you remember these commercials? And if so, which one was your favorite from the list? Also, comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see a video done on next. If you found this video educational or entertaining, it would be
Delightful. Really delightful.
if you would like, share, and hit that subscribe button for more content. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, keep learning.